So this is what we're focusing on, right? This is what Gillian's going to break us into. These are the 5 pillars that we really want to focus on today. And I'll let Gillian kind of talk about them in a second, but I'm just going to introduce them. So the first is focus on community. Second is champion authentic stories. The third is rally your employees, and she'll get into exactly why. 4, mobilize your advocates. And 5, level up customer marketing. This one's the nearest and dearest to my entire heart on this whole story, but all of them are valuable. And Gillian, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Thanks. So, Ari and I have talked through these threads for a little while now. And one of the things that stays really static in them is the complete need to focus on community. And what I mean by that is, in the customer marketing world, in the marketing stack overall, a lot of companies will approach their conversations with customers in a one-way sort of fashion, and putting your content out there and hoping that someone somewhere decides to consume it or share it is a terrible strategy. So community really has to underpin everything that you do in customer marketing or any sort of customer experience work. And that is because not only do you want to try to deepen the relationship that you have with your customers, but you actually want to expose your customers to other users, other customers. And the benefit of community is allowing those organic relationships to happen in a space that you control or offer as a benefit. And so community is it is no longer a nice to have. Obviously, you must have it. In fact, if you think about the way that people buy anything today, where do they go first? I mean, they go to Google, and then they go to a trusted source, whether it's a person or a community of forums, et cetera, or they go to a product review site. And that's the idea behind community, is that when you expose users to each other,
Yes,
not only will you as a brand get the benefit of those connections, but they actually solve a lot of their problems without any intervention from the brand. And we have found at Click, we invested about 4 years ago now, reinvested in our community strategy, and it completely changed our approach to customer centricity. We did it. I said years ago, if we do this right, then eventually all sort of the key components of our business will be built into our community. And that is what has happened. So today, our, support ticketing goes right through community. Our ideation goes through community. Our advocacy platforms go through community. Our event strategy goes through community, et cetera. And so it's a great place to start. It's also a great way to anchor your customer centric programs and the way you think about customer marketing.
So one thing I want people to focus on here is Gillian listed off 5 different areas that go through their community. She didn't just say our support ticketing software. Your community is not just a support center. This is a place, this is the hub for all of your activities. This is a hub it's the heart of your organization.
We actually call it the heartbeat of Click. Our community is the heartbeat of Click. And I knew that was aspirational when we refocused on the strategy around community, but today I, really feel confident saying that it is the heartbeat. Sorry to interrupt, Ari, but I got excited that you actually used my word.
No, you did it, and it's because it's true, right? And if the heartbeat, it's the heartbeat of your community, your advocacy portal is the blood that pumps through it. So here, number 2.
Well, authenticity is big. I mean, that's a word that I use a lot in both sort of the way I think about my leadership and as well as the way we think about how we interact with our customers and how we allow them to tell their stories. I think as customer marketers, the first, when someone asks, well, what is your main commitment to the business? I always think about it as we activate and then expose our customers out into the market, out into the places where decisions are being made, right? And so if you think about that as your model, and you can, put any amount of emphasis you want on that, authenticity is the reason why those stories are either ingested and then reshared or ignored. And so I think it's a brand that, as a brand, you have to be confident that allowing your customers to tell their real stories, and that includes some of the challenges that go into using your technology or working with a partner's technology, etc. Those are part of the story. And if you allow your customers, your users, your partners to tell the real pieces of their stories, those are always going to be more credible and more shareable than something that our amazing copywriters would come up with on their own. And so authenticity isn't just for customer storytelling. I think it's for the way we think about it as a real strength of our entire marketing function, really our entire business. Authenticity with customers, allowing them to tell their stories, is a lot more compelling than anything we could do. And our job is to shine a light on those and expose and activate those customers back out into the market. And that, if you can do that, the rest comes along with it. So allowing people to be authentic in their video testimonials. I really love the model of allowing your customers. We use Influitive for the upshot stories, which is the customer authored bylines. We find that those are far, far more compelling for shareability between our users than anything that we produce from a case study perspective. We do both, of course. But anyway, that allows the customer to tell their story in their own voice, and that is really credible. So we believe in this as a core value of our marketing function at Click, and just the way that we invest in the conversations we have with customers.
I love also a point I want to pull out from what Gillian said here was, it's not just customer stories, though those are amazing and those are great. If you look at the list down below, product feedback loops, if you can help inform your product team, you are going to create allies across the organization, right? Create simple ways for people to give feedback, to vote on features, to do that. If you're able to do that, and they can actually authentically feel ownership over the direction of your product, right? They're going to buy in more to the programs that you're running. And then your company is going to love you more for helping direct and steer the ship. You're becoming much more strategic, right? As an organization, if you do that. So really championing authentic stories is the entire journey, right? It's not just the marketing materials that come out of it. So just something I wanted to point out there.